There we go. So we appreciate y'all being here. I'm Diane Kessler, CEO of IntegrationQuest, and just really excited. I usually am teaching. You might see my icon sometimes in the meeting because a lot of the Zoom meetings are under my name, but I'm doing something else. So everybody kind of shares in on this, and we've had several people jump in and be guest speakers like Francis, or, for any of you, I know we've kind of got Jason semi-committed now to do a fun thing also with the analogies of the using space and Star Trek for, using the parallels there, parody on that. So fun things coming ahead. And of course, Ryan, go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm Ryan Haig. Some of you, I teach MuleSoft. I do MuleSoft. I do integration. I like integration. I've chosen integration. I do software. I love software anyway, but I've picked integration in particular because I think I have the idea that it's the most important part. It ties all the other software together. So you'll find me out there in the community. I'm running a thing called Anypoint Speedway, which is in the off season right now. I've got news for that is not ready to be unveiled at this session for Anypoint Speedway. So there's something coming up for the coming holiday season. It's different. What else? I like sharing, learning. I don't think learning ever stops. So you guys, showing up here, showing me new things, like Jason in your spaceship, and for instance, we got into batch a few weeks ago, and that changed my lesson. Right, when I teach an integration solution architecture class, when we dug into batch in this session, now I have changed how I teach batch because of that. So it's there's I feel like we're part of. So I believe, I don't know if this is my intro anymore, but I believe what we do is the state of the art comes from us working together and sharing our vulnerability. Like I tried to do this hard thing and it didn't work, or it worked wrong or something, and then we share notes with each other and get better. And it's not one of us getting better. So like I really appreciate being part of this community, this network of people who keep doing that. So I got off track. Who's next?
No, you're fine. Absolutely. It's all part, it's so relevant. It's just, and it's like our world, truly. We start in on a solution that ends up bringing us to another place, or we hit a roadblock, and then we've got to determine how are we going to get through this roadblock, and what's the, we can find a solution, but is it the best solution for performance and for reliability? So we've got all these other little moving parts that make us reflect back on, can we be better? Can we fine tune this and be better? And we know the platform and the tools are constantly being changed and upgrading and just getting better and better. So we want to stay up to date on those features as well, because sometimes we'll be heads down in our world and not realize, oh, guess what they just released, or a new release included this special feature, and we're like, wow, great. So it's all very relevant. So bring some ideas to the table with us here. We are totally open for that. And Francis, you're like our guest buddy here. You want to give a quick little intro on yourself? We always appreciate having you on board.
Yeah, hi, I'm Francis Edwards. I'm a bit older than you probably think. I've been doing integration in all its many guises, from telephone directory inquiries, SQL databases, EDI between systems, university admission systems, all that good stuff. I try to shy away from the word integration because a lot of people confuse it with orchestration, and then start thinking that integration can solve all their problems. But as a MuleSoft user, we tend to open up capabilities and add capabilities to existing things to try and tie things together. So the integration isn't just all down to us. We're just trying to bring that rope together and tie it up. But yeah, I've been learning loads of things as well. Last time we had a chat, we were talking about Falcon Scan and getting that into the Visual Studio Code and having a look at governance rules. I've had a chance to look at that literally about a couple of hours ago. Not as comprehensive as I thought, but it was a conversation that came up when I was in France about SonarQube rules and how they could build CI/CD pipelines. But I don't think naming standards, conventions, coding standards, and things that can be implemented in code is talked about or done enough. And if it is, it's either people keeping it to themselves or the general rules are very generic.
True. Well, and that's one thing I have to say about not only our team, but also the MuleSoft community is we tend to not keep a lot to ourselves. You know, we're really good about sharing ideas and concepts and solutions. So maybe we can share a little bit of that love over on other organizations so they feel that same shareability focus on solutions. But yeah, good points there on that. And always great to have you, Francis. Certainly.
Yeah,
And also another quick intro. I don't know if you can come off mute, Whitney, but I know if you want to say hello real quick, I know you asked to be.
Yeah, sure. Hi, I'm Whitney Akinola. Sorry, I'm not showing my face today. And my little guy is in the background if you hear him. He typically likes to make debuts. I just found out that he was on my LinkedIn typing gibberish on my LinkedIn. How does a 1-year-old know how to do that? I do not know. We must have learned from Ryan because I see Ryan is cheering him on.
I can hear him laughing in the background too. That's so funny.
However, I've been doing MuleSoft since 2016. I've been an engineer and a MuleSoft employee in a past life. And now I'm here with IntegrationQuest. I'm going to get off now.
Okay. Awesome. Great to have you here with us. We're going to work on certification prep. Whitney does have some Menti slides, I believe. Is that right, Whitney?
That's correct.
Okay, so I'll quit sharing here in a minute. We'll key off with those, but our agenda, just high overview, is last time we got together, number one, Diane was really sick. I was politely corrected by one of my team members that when you don't feel good, you shouldn't really still try to go for it. And I was pretty sick at that time because we had a mishap and the web page wasn't behaving as it should, and I should have caught it. But anyway, I have that for you today, nicely buttoned up with a nice bow, and also instructions for you for that challenge solution and the next challenge. So that's going to kick off around 12:30ish, something like that. And then we'll do closing remarks a little bit top of the hour. So at 1 o'clock for Eastern time zone. So I'm going to stop sharing and we're going to dive right into certification prep. And hey, Tony, I see you there. Good to see you, Tony.
Good to be here.
Yes. Awesome. Very good. So Whitney's going to be sharing some Menti slides that we had. They're centered around certification prep. But if you have questions, exam relevant that you would like us to address or dive a little deeper, put it in the chat, come off mute. You know, we're open for ideas and suggestions for sure. All right, so you know the routine, or if you don't know the routine, the way that this works is you can do the scan code. Okay, so get your scan code, do the QR code, go ahead and get into the Menti app. All right, hey? So we'll go ahead and get into it here. As such, I don't know if you can see it on my phone, but you will need to, give yourself a name. And enter the code. My phone's going super slow, so I don't know. I'm not going to try to do it on my phone, but confirm, if you will, that you were able to get into Menti by giving me some kind of an emoji out there. So give me some kind of an emoji in the Zoom app there.
I don't know. I just tried it with my phone and it just came up with a little thumbs up thing that I can keep hitting, but no place to put my name or anything.
Okay, maybe the QR code brings you right in.
Okay.
Maybe so. Or you can go to thementi.com because that's how mine did too, Ryan. Mine did the same thing. It just like brought me right in. So we shall see.
Okay, so everybody's in?
I don't know. What's it look like on your panel?
It says 7, a little number 7 at the bottom right. That probably means 7.
All right. That's good. Okay, go ahead and go to, then the way this works, of course, is you should see, yeah, it's working. See, mine's already changed over to the question. Now, someone may want to read the questions and take a stab at the answer that they think is correct. based on what they're reading. So would someone like to read the question and investigate the answers and outrule some? On a process of elimination, anyone? Don't be bashful. Wait for it, wait for it. We see a
When would you use a URI parameter instead of a query parameter?
yes, Clark, hold on a second. Let me grab it for you. Whitney, would you put the code in the chat for anyone who missed that part?
Thank you. Sorry, I'm
Awesome.
slow.
That's okay. Great to see you, Clark. Glad to have you here. Okay, so as Whitney read, oh, the code is at the top of the page there too. When would you use a URI parameter instead of a query parameter? And everybody's kind of really leaning towards when you want to access a specific resource by its unique identifier. So by process of elimination, if we go to the first answer, when you want to filter a large list of resources, a list, a query parameter, a URI parameter returns a list. I think we need to outrule that.
We've got most of the people with answers. What if we have somebody volunteer? Like, what are those two kind of parameters, and what are we talking about?
There you go.
What the heck?
What? How is that happening?
That's the annotate button.
All right.
That's kind of weird. Does this happen?
Are you ready for the answer?
Hang on a
Oh,
second.
yeah,
here.
let's
up.
explore. So URI parameter and query parameter are what? What is the difference between those? Who wants to do that?
You're
So
grabbing the
what-
resource very, very directly versus a different protocol with URL. You're just saying, I want this exact precise thing. Added
So
in.
this has something to do with URLs, right? So it's a study group, right? What's that? What's a URL?
It's the
Uniform
location of
resource
the
linkage.
result.
Well, I mean, your URLs are locating, like they're finding the overall resource, but the URI, you're grabbing the identification so that you can do something with it.
Yeah. So it's part of REST, right? We have we can use URLs as part of a REST, an HTTP call, right? And MuleSoft calls part of the URL a URI parameter, and many of us do, right? But part of the URL is a query parameter, right? So what's the so why would one be good for a specific resource and one be good for a large list of resources?
Okay.
That's
gotta
coming
stop
from
sharing.
Jason. It's coming from Jason's end. Has he been hacked into?
I wonder. I saw a name pop
What's
up.
up with Jason doing that? Come on.
Me? What did I do?
Yeah,
What-
it
You guys
is.
hear me okay?
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
something coming up. There's like drawings and stuff coming up on the screen.
Yeah, and it's coming under your name. I don't know. You
Yep.
need to chill out or something.
It's coming out of my name?
No, Jason's.
Jason's.
Oh, Whitney, we're not
I
talking
see.
to
I
you,
saw
Brett.
some stuff pop up on the screen too. Okay. I thought it was
All adult R-rated stuff, yeah.
It is. Is there a way to block annotations?
Yeah, I tried, but I'm not the meeting host.
Yeah, and I'm not seeing where I can do that. Go ahead and continue. I'm going to be looking for that to see if we can. And it may be some kind of a glitch, but it is, Jason, your name is popping up when it's doing it. I don't know how it's doing that, but it's weird. Okay, go ahead. It's Klingons. The Klingons are coming through. All right. Whitney, go ahead, continue. Or Ryan, I know you were also speaking.
Well, we were just distinguishing URI. I think everybody agrees on the right answer when you want to access a specific resource, right? But what's how is it that a how is it that a specific, oh, you're in a Slack now, Diane.
Screenshot.
So we'll do the Menti. That'll probably be the same difference. So what makes a URI parameter better at selecting a specific resource than a query parameter. It is probably the right answer, but why?
So the query parameters basically to filter the results. So you pull a set of resources, and if you want to filter a set of resources, you use a query parameters, whereas a URI parameter is to pull a specific record. Is that correct?
Yeah, and the query parameter shows up like here. Let's like so get slash things slash URI parameter. So I'm putting this in the chat, right? So that's like you put it on part of the path of the URL, right? So what? You don't get a key value pair, right? The fact that it's named URI parameter or named thing ID, right, is not present. When you send the request, you're just going to see a number there like this, like get slash things slash 75, right? So what does 75 mean, right? So a URI parameter is just a placeholder in the path. So you can't so with a query parameter, watch this. Like if I do get slash things question mark ID equals 75, what's different, right? I can see that the ID parameter has the name of the parameter, right? And then what if I have two parameter, right? What if I have get things like ID equals 75 and color equal blue, right? So query parameters have this unordered quality to them like that, right? So I could put color first or I could put ID first in any order. Right? Go ahead, Jake.
Well, what's up?
Oh, I thought I heard a sound on
Oh no, I bet
your name
no.
came up.
It
Yeah.
sounded like a child, actually.
Yeah. Well, the kids are learning rest. So then the other thing you can do with query parameters, watch this. I'm going to put it in the chat. Get slash things ID equals 75 ampersand ID equals 76. You can do that. You can provide the same query parameter multiple times. You can't do that with URI parameters, right? So query parameters are one to many and URI parameters are one to one, right? So it gives you the screen came back up. So yeah, so you can see if you look at when you want to access a specific resource by a unique identifier, letting me give it multiple identifiers wouldn't be a very good idea, like a query parameter, right? So it's a way to provide an input to an HTTP call that's very well suited for that, right? So when you find certification questions like this, what would this be on, Diane? Like this would be MCD1 probably, maybe MCPA, I guess, possibly.
Good.
You want to dig down
for
to
sure.
the fundamentals. Like why is it good at that, right? So why wouldn't it be good for sensitive information? What does sensitive information have to do with parameter types? That one I'm picking I picked like the most wrong answer I could think of from the whole place. Like what?
Yeah, you might be able to pass sensitive information through a header parameter because if you're using HTTPS, that will encrypt everything and you won't be able to see it. But these other stuff that you pass in through the URL, that can be visible because that stuff has to be visible.
Well, yeah, the URL has a different exposure, right? It's definitely encrypted at when the request is sent right then, right? But you're right. We treat the URL like it's a more public piece of information, and there's a good reason, right? Web like API manager is going to record logs of the URLs, and proxy servers are going to do that. So URLs tend to be logged more than headers. Headers are like invisible, right, in all of your logs, unless you really turn them on. But yeah, sensitive information doesn't matter what kind of parameter. You have to treat the whole request, right, as sensitive. Right, so that one's wrong. I think I don't know if you agree, Tony. I'm interested, but yeah, I don't think sensitivity is a good way to choose what kind of parameter I'm going to.
No, I wouldn't agree with. I would agree with that. Yeah, sensitivity is not one of the three sensible options in these four.
Yeah, there's not. Sorry to interrupt. Can you kick out the other JSON, whatever that is? I have no idea how that's not me. And that noise I heard, I saw the JSON go on mute.
Okay. I see only one JSON.
I'm unmuted right now. Yeah, I can see. Okay, now it's gone, I guess. But I just saw that. I saw my name go up a second time. Yeah, and it was unmuting and muting and stuff. I'm like, hold on, I'm not even touching my computer, but I stayed on mute the whole time. It was the second one, but I think they left. That was really weird. Hackathon. Oh,
Yeah, for sure.
This is our, yeah. Go ahead, Diane.
There, does anyone know, there was a George Millison on here also? Anyone familiar with him?
No,
You said
I
he's
don't
not
know.
a Klingon though.
Right, I saw that in the chat. And so I wonder, anyway, at any rate, I
someone could
stopped.
just change their name.
Yeah,
They
could
could
be.
just change their name anytime. Yeah,
do
I
it.
see how they did that.
Yeah.
We're
And
gonna
Okay,
I,
well, he's picked out, so.
yep.
So you
We're
can,
gonna
you
have to
can, you,
tighten up our security.
yeah, this
Like I
has
can
been,
change
this
my
has
name
been
to Ryan
infiltrated.
Hogg right now and just start saying all types of stuff, right? So, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. Change it to Ryan Haig. Make sure you spell it
So
right.
It's gonna be API security again. This is the name,
Yeah,
rename the study group.
Security. No, it's our fault. It's totally
What
our
happens
fault.
on the
We're gonna-
inside, Ryan? What do you do now? I hate
That's a good
MuleSoft.
one.
It sucks.
Yeah, this reminds me of that
Now my name
movie.
is Ryan Hogg, right? That'd be great.
This reminds me of that
take over
movie, The
chat.
Thing.
Do you know the very first Women Who Mule meetup that we held was hacked really badly?
Oh,
I don't
that's
know.
funny.
Yeah, and we had to
Well, that's
shut it
horrible.
down. Anyway, I
So I
stopped the
can change-
annotation. But go ahead, continue with the topic.
Diane, how do you know anyone here is who they say they are?
That's
don't-
true.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm who I say I am. I just looked horrible today.
Everybody come on camera to validate who you are.
All right,
You see
fair
my name
enough.
Now, Diane, look at my name. Oh no, that's
Oh my
embarrassing. That's our fault,
gosh.
folks.
There's Tony. Hey. So funny. Hey, Jake. Awesome. Good to see you.
Well, let's give it another question. Why not?
Yeah, go for it. Okay. To show the correct answer, there we go. We see that one. And let me go to the next one. Advanced. There you go. Why is it beneficial to define reusable data types in RAML? Why? Why is it? To ensure consistent data structures across different API endpoints and specifications. To automatically generate backend database schemas for the API. To provide a Mule application with an auto-generated Maven dependency for the data types. Or to define API routing paths based on data types. All right, there's comments in the chat now.
Data is the new bacon, right?
Oh my goodness, so we're overwhelming to ensure consistent data structures. Why? Who wants to pick up on some of these others? Why would this be the case? What is so important about consistent data structures in an organization? Anyone work with data models in an organization? Oh,
I've always
wow.
wanted to, but it wasn't something we could get going.
Somebody's still hacking the chat. At any rate, we're going to ignore it for right now, but someone's still messing around with us in here. I don't know who it is. So for whatever reason you're doing that, shame on you. We're just trying to do something constructive here. So if that's how you want to play, my apologies. And at any rate, back to the conversation at hand. Yeah, see, they're messing around. And I wish I could find out which one that one is to boot them.
Mhm.
Yeah, everybody go on camera again. Who's here?
Okay.
Let's do camera. Ryan, you see what's going on in the chat?
Yeah, I saw it. So
Okay.
it's not me, but I'll take off on the actual question here. I'm in data models all the time, and if types are not consistent, things just don't work. Okay. If you pass a number as a string or vice versa, it just doesn't work. Okay. Short answer, but that's my answer.
Okay.
What happened to the politician Madeleine Albright?
happened to the politician Madeleine Albright, who
Yeah, she dropped off.
Madeline dropped. It was Madeline.
I've removed some people.
Oh.
I removed her when she did not come on camera.
Oh, okay. You removed her. I was gonna
I
say.
removed her. Yeah. And she was here early before we got started with the meeting. So it's interesting.
Ah.
That was my first pick. Cesar, talk to me. Come on camera. Do you have a camera?
Some
Cesar?
people just have too much time, I guess.
I know. I'm telling you. Victoria, I know you're not feeling well. Good to see you, Pooja, Jake, and Jason. Jason, I love your diagram back behind you there. Is that your spaceship?
Yeah, so the cockpits and the monitoring in the front. And then you get operations and it goes all the way back. But we did this in teams.
Oh, cool.
You do it at 45 degrees. You turn it upwards. It's like general channel, and all the channels represent the different components. We call them offices.
That's cool. That's
It's
very
total. I did this on a Saturday night, by the way. It's a
You
total
need
nerd
to.
fest.
Yeah, we gotta get you in front of the camera doing that one for sure. The only one in question is Cesar. Cesar, I know you communicated with us early on in regards to being from Spain. So if anyone misses behave, it's gonna be real obvious. You guys can come off camera now if you'd like. I'm just kind of keeping an eye on who's in and out of the meeting group here. So I'm actually gonna be the bouncer at the door for just a minute more.
Hey, Diane, one quick question. Does my camera show up or is it some blurred?
Do you see it? Do you see participants when I bring
we
that
see
over?
you. We see you.
Yeah.
See my face? Okay. Okay.
Yeah, we got you.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. Very good. All right. Well, what fun. We've had hackers today.
I just
Nasty
means
one.
we're popular.
I'm telling you. I never knew. Who knew? Okay,
It's
back to
most
the topic at
likely.
hand.
It's most likely one of those teenage. What do you call it? Those things where they dare each other to do these things. I dare you to go into somebody's chat room and start causing a ruckus.
We have
They're
two
back.
Jasons right now.
Uh-oh.
Yep. Jason, come on camera.
Get them.
They're not here. They're gone. They're in and out that fast. Okay, so sorry, Cesar. I don't know if it's you or not, but I'm removing you. If it's not you, I'm really sorry. But you're the only one left in the room that's questionable.
I mean, I don't know. I think the question is, do we proceed and do the Okta challenge thing and try to make the most of it, or do we cancel and make a more secure Zoom session and do it again?
I think we need to go that route because the things I'm going to be sharing on Okta, I've got a lot of my client ID and client secrets exposed. I've kind of spoofed it a little bit, but not as secure as I'd want to be if I'm going to be rocking with this. So I think we can continue.
We can take responsibility. We should create a safe environment where it doesn't happen. So
Yeah.
the fact,
Yeah, we should do that.
it's
Yeah.
our fault. Yeah, so
Well, who knew? I mean,
Yeah.
we're so trusting. I am. And but at the same time, I mean, we can continue on with exam prep by doing this as long as it's not too disruptive, but I don't want to go into the Okta thing. I've got it so tightly done. It's really awesome. I'll probably do that as a separate segment. I can lead into it a little bit just to give a little bit of information, but I don't want to share too much of the client ID, client secret details on my account.
yeah, it's fine. We'll create another one that's maybe you can't change your name, and Zoom's got some features. We just need to learn how to use them.
Yeah. I mean, I blocked the annotation and, we want to keep it open to where you can freely speak and share video and share, so that part I'd like to keep open, but there is a way to have it based on only registrants and things like that we can do it based on that.
So
Okay.
I'll follow your lead.
Yeah, let's keep going. We're going to go at least till 1 o'clock. We'll stay in the exam prep area. I'll share a little bit of maybe some of Okta or not. We'll see. Okay, so the correct answer in this case is yes, of course, you were right. Very good. And the next one is, what is the primary advantage of using the Anypoint Runtime Fabric for MuleSoft deployment? Who's currently using Runtime Fabric or has got a lot of experience with Runtime Fabric? Jason, go for it. No. Tony? Have you
I
used
think we
one-time
should-
password?
I don't
I
have
think we should
experience.
Shut this down, because now it's getting explicit.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
getting very, very nasty now.
Yeah, let's call it, Jane.
I missed
All right,
it,
guys.
so.
Have a
I
great
didn't-
weekend.
Okay. Thank you all so much.
Thanks.